even gonna bother with the intro. I mean, is it even worth it? I'm already distressed over the death of Roger Ebert, and now this? No, it is not worth it. This movie is not worth it. Not only is it a horrible, horrible movie, but it is a remake of one of my all-time favorite animated films. The name of this movie? The 10 Commandments. The tale of the Hebrews' exodus from Egypt is perhaps one of the Bible's most famous stories, so it comes to no surprise that there have been several film adaptations. While the most popular seems to be the 1957 Charlton Heston film by Cecil B. DeMille, also titled The 10 Commandments, the film version I prefer is the animated adaptation titled The Prince of Egypt. This movie works best out of all versions because it puts the religious overtones in the background in favor of storytelling. While the religious aspects are present, they aren't as emphasized as heavily, allowing the movie to focus on establishing the relationships among the main characters better, which, combined with several other elements, helps make The Prince of Egypt one of my animated favorites. This movie has the exact opposite effect. It's not well acted, it's not well written, it's just not very well made. Why? Well, everybody, as much as I hate to talk about this movie, I'm afraid I have no choice. Be warned, this is not going to be a pleasant ride. As the film opens, we see our first problem. The animation is bad, and I mean really, really bad. The backgrounds are pretty mediocre, but the worst has to be the character animation. Not one character in this movie is animated convincingly, they just seem like wooden puppets, and their designs make Paranorman's Annie for best character design look reasonable. I mean, you could argue that this was made by a smaller independent studio and didn't have the resources to make better animation, but come on, I've seen a lot better computer animation come from independent companies, so it's not like they couldn't have done a better job. Unfortunately, that's the least of our problems. We open the movie with the Egyptian pharaoh as he frets about the growing population of the Hebrews whom he has enslaved.
There are too many of them. They could start their own army, try to overthrow us. Perhaps it's time to thin out their herd. I decree that they work harder. Make them work until they drop.
Scribes? Scribes! We have a decree from Great Pharaoh!
But the slaves survived, and Pharaoh still feared them.
In other words, those last couple minutes were completely pointless. Oh, by the way, that's Ben Kingsley doing the narration. What he's doing in a movie like this, I will never know, and I don't even think he knows either. Kingsley just does not seem to care for this performance at all, speaking all his lines in the most boring monotone imaginable. Let's just hope his Mandarin performance is much more enjoyable than this. Anyway, since Pharaoh's last plan didn't work, he decides to take more extreme measures to control the Hebrews.
Summon the guards! Go out and find every Hebrew baby boy! Throw them all into the Nile! Let the crocodiles have them.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, everybody in this movie either overacts or underacts. They mostly underact. We're not even 5 minutes in, people. That's how bad this movie is. So as the Egyptians begin their baby-killing spree, one mother decides that her son is too good to die, so she and her children put him into a basket and send him down the river, where he winds up the next morning in the arms of the pharaoh's daughter. Wow, that has to be the worst baby cry imitation I've ever heard. Seriously, they couldn't actually get the money to actually record an actual baby crying. So a couple of years pass via hieroglyph montage during the opening credits, after which we see Moses wrestle with Ramses, the heir to the Egyptian throne. In The Prince of Egypt, the two are brothers. Here, they're cousins.
Why don't you give up, Moses? I'm too much for you.
I'd never give up!
You should learn to. See how a true prince wrestles.
Oh, God, is that Alfred Molina as Ramses? It is, isn't it? Oh, Alfred, why did you have to agree to this movie? I mean, you've had such a great record. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Spider-Man 2. Heck, Sorcerer's Apprentice was actually pretty good, especially in comparison to this. Also, you know who plays Moses in this movie? Christian Slater. Worst casting choice ever. Okay, I know Val Kilmer didn't seem like the ideal Moses at first either, but when you really see the final product, he actually does appear to be a good fit. Christian Slater does not. They should have gotten the other Christian to play Moses, Christian Bale. I mean, how awesome would it be if he did his Batman voice for this role?
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I can do those things, because I'm not a hero. Not like that.
Okay, he's not that good, I'll admit, but he's still better than Slater. You gotta give him that. Now, here's one of the biggest problems with the movie. The story is rushed. How do I know this? Well, in The Prince of Egypt, the time spent between Moses being found and then learning about his true heritage is approximately 15 to 20 minutes long, which is used wisely to develop the characters and establish their relations among one another. Here, it's 2 very brief scenes later. Yeah, there's very little necessary character development whatsoever. The movie rushes too quickly throughout the story without taking the time to define its major characters. Anyway, after Moses kills a guard for abusing the slaves, he greets his real brother Aaron and learns of his Hebrew origins. Moses' crime is revealed as he is exiled from Egypt by Ramses.
You are no longer a prince of Egypt, Moses.
Ramses. Surely Pharaoh...
He has granted you your life. I wouldn't have. There is your scepter. You are now a prince of the desert. Begone from Egypt, Moses. Be the prince of the scorpions, the locusts, and the buzzards.
And there's our other big problem. Even though they're technically cousins in this movie, there's still no internal conflict for either of these characters. They spent most of their lives together and act like complete enemies, totally ignoring their past as family. In Prince of Egypt, the brotherhood between Moses and Ramses is not just present, it's the main focus of the movie, as a relation between the two clashes with both characters' interests and goals, creating some fascinating character development. A good example of this is after Moses kills the guard. Instead of being exiled, Moses intentionally leaves Egypt, with Ramses actually pleading Moses to stay, indicating that they really do care for each other. It seems like this that make Prince of Egypt movie work. None of the scenes are present in this version. Anyway, Moses travels further into the desert and sees a group of women being threatened by 2 older men over some water. After driving the men off, Moses is introduced to Zipporah, the daughter of the leader of the group, Jethro, who later becomes his wife. Do they take the time to establish a relationship between Moses and Zipporah, or at least detail the changes that Moses goes through as he becomes adjusted to his new life? No, they just have Ben Kingsley narrate all of it in less than a minute.
So Moses settled in the land of Midian, and kept the flocks of Jethro. And Jethro gave Moses his daughter Zipporah as a wife. And they had 2 sons. Moses was happy.
Slow down, movie. You're going by too quickly, not slow enough so that you actually care for these characters. Take your time.